morning and welcome to LNG Marketplace Newsflash. Here's the latest news we have selected for you from all over the media. 2019 annual report of the International Group of LNG Importers is available and provides the industry's best summaries and has announced strong growth of LNG imports for the third year in a row. Stay tuned for a special edition of LNG Investigator podcast with outline of the main headline of the report. LNG prices are set to fall by a third in coming months, we read on the Sydney Morning Herald. It is due to LNG linkages to oil and delays in pricing, which means that the collapse in the global oil pricing, which occurred last November, have yet to show up in delivered LNG prices, but that will surely happen. However, gas linked to oil is old world, as U.S. LNG producers have offered recently alternative pricing to attract buyers ahead of an expected flood of supplies on global markets this year. It seems that LNG is moving towards gas index. The pricing based on Platts Japan-Korea market, a fast-developed Asian benchmark, is certainly growing, according to Reuters. Next Decade Corporation announced a 20-year sale and purchase agreement with Shell for the supply of LNG from Rio Grande LNG, Texas. The sale contract is the first ever long-term contract with LNG produced out of the United States to be indexed partly to Brent and comes with full destination flexibility, we read on Business Wire. The remaining volumes will be indexed to domestic U.S. gas price markets, including Henry Hub. According to S&P Global Platts, Magnolia LNG export project has offered LNG at a relative bargain in an effort to sign its first long-term contract and secure foundation to customers to advance the project to a final investment decision. It looks like a lot is going on in terms of pricing, but let's move on to other topics. On Financial Times Web, we found that since China added a 10% tariff on U.S. imports, the LNG deals between United States and China are on hold. Instead, China has bought more LNG from rival producers such as Qatar and Australia. Germany has changed regulations to support construction of LNG terminals to increase the security of gas supplies and be able to use as many supply routes and sources as possible. You can read more about it on Hellenic Shipping News. Turkey aims to become a natural gas trading center in the region and is expanding the number of LNG regasification facilities. In January, Turkey's monthly LNG imports reached a historic record and exceeded 40% of total gas import share for the first time. This piece of news we got on Turkish Daily News. Ocean LNG, an international joint venture marketing company owned by affiliates of Qatar Petroleum and ExxonMobil, will offtake and market all LNG volumes produced and exported from the Global Pass LNG, we read on LNG World Shipping. And last but not least, we have found out that LNG trading marketplace, Global LNG Exchange, Australia-based LNG platform, facilitated a physical trade. You can read the full story on Hellenic Shipping News. That's it for this week. Tune in next week for more news, and until then, thanks for tuning in. If you do not want to miss any of our podcast episodes of Weekly Newsflash, remember to subscribe via our website or directly to our channels, including YouTube, iTunes, Android, Podcast, RSS, and SoundCloud.